everyone. Today we're going to look at the combination of functions. And we're going to begin with the algebra of functions. So, if we have two functions, say f and g, and we want to add them or find the sum, f plus g of x is the same as f of x plus g of x. So we take the two functions and combine like terms. Now to find a difference, f minus g of x is the same as f of x minus the function g of x. If we want to find the product, fg of x, then we multiply f of x times g of x. And to find the quotient, f over g of x equals f of x divided by g of x, where g of x is not equal to 0. So we're going to take a look at the two functions given below, where f of x is equal to x minus 5 and g of x equals x squared minus 1. And we're going to combine the two functions. First, we are going to begin with addition. So f plus g of x is the same as f of x plus g of x. Now, f of x in this case is x minus 5 plus g of x, which is x squared minus 1. Now we combine like terms. So we have x squared, so let's bring that down because we always want to start with the leading highest exponent. Then we could bring down our plus x and combine like terms. Minus 5 plus minus 1 is minus 6. So when we add these two functions together, we get x squared plus x minus 6. Now let's take a look at the difference in b. So now we have f minus g of x, which is the same as f of x minus g of x. So for f of x, we have x minus 5, and we're subtracting g of x, which is x squared minus 1. Now, since we have a minus sign in front of that parentheses, make sure that you distribute. And when we rewrite, we have x minus 5 and distribute. And we have minus x squared plus 1. And then we combine like terms, and our final answer will be negative x squared plus x minus 4. For the product, we have fg times x, which is the same as f of x times g of x. So for f of x, we have x minus 5. And for g of x, we have x squared minus 1. And multiply. First, we'll distribute x to everything. So we have x times x squared is x cubed. X times minus 1 would be minus x. Now I have to distribute negative 5. And negative 5 times x squared is minus 5x squared. And negative 5 times negative 1 is positive 5. So the final answer is x cubed minus 5x squared minus x plus 5. Make sure your exponents are in descending order. All right. And last but not least, the quotient. To find a quotient, we have f of x divided by g of x. And so f of x is x minus 5 divided by x squared minus 1. This will be our answer because this is the simplest form. So this takes care of the algebra of functions. Oh, I'm sorry. This takes care of the algebra of functions. And now we're about to look at composition functions. Now, composition functions is when we take one function and plug it into another function. So this is read f of g of x, or we may see it as f of g of x. Notice on the inside we have a g of x, all right? So we're going to replace this with whatever they give us as g of x to plug into f. So we're taking one function and placing it into another function. Excuse me. And we have f of g of x is the same as f of g of x. Now, I am going to replace g of x with what they gave us g of x is equal to. So we have f of x is x plus 6, 5x plus 6, and g of x is equal to 2x squared minus x minus 1. So, inside of the parentheses, it says put g of x right here, okay? So if I look at g of x, it's telling me, okay, g of x, okay. So look to the right side, and we're going to replace the right side. And we get 2x squared minus x minus 1. Okay? So now all I did was replace g of x with what it was equal to. So I swapped them out because they said that they're the same. All right? Now, remember in function notation, whatever comes after f is our new x. Okay? That's our new x. So everywhere I see an x, I have to plug in 2x squared minus x minus 1. Because remember, just a little example. We know what to do with f of 2 because everywhere we see an x, we knew to plug in 2. Whatever comes after the f is your new x, okay? Well, we just have 3 terms this time instead of 1, all right? So, let's look at our function f, and I have a 5. But I have an x, and it's saying that this is no longer an x. This x is 2x squared minus x minus 1. And don't forget your plus 6. All right? So, I swapped out x. You see this was x. This is an x. But now this isn't an x. This is 2x squared minus x minus 1. So I had to change that x to 2x squared minus x minus 1. Once you've placed it in, let's compute. So we distribute, and we have 10x squared minus 5x minus 5 plus 6. And we combine like terms. And our final answer is 10x squared minus 5x plus 1. Now if we look at B, B wants us to find g of f of x. So that's the same thing as saying g of f of x. So now let's look at what we got to replace. This time we got to replace the inside with f of x, all right? So I'm going to rewrite this as g of 5x plus 6. So all I did was replace f of x with what it was equal to, 5x plus 6. Now we have to look at the function g. And everywhere we see an x, we have to plug in 5x plus 6. So here we have a 2, but I have an x. So I have to replace that with 5x plus 6 square minus. I have another x, so I have to replace that with 5x plus 6 and then minus 1. So remember the orders of operation. Please excuse my dear and Sally. So exponents are first. So we're going to do 2 times 5x plus 6 times 5x plus 6 minus 5x plus 6 minus 1. Since it's squared, that means we do it twice, okay? And when we FOIL these two out, we get 2 times 25x squared plus 60x plus 36 minus 5x minus 6 minus 1. I know it got a little tiny on the end. All right. Now we can distribute that 2 throughout the parentheses, and we get 50x squared plus 120x plus 72 minus 5x minus 7. So when we combine like terms, our final answer is 50x squared plus 115x plus 65. And last but not least, we have f of g of negative 1, which is the same as saying f of g of negative 1. All right. So we're going to work our way inside out, okay? So we're going to act like this f isn't even here, and we're just going to work g of -1 first, okay? And when I find g of -1, I'm going to take that and I'm going to plug it into f. So g of -1 is 2 times -1 squared minus -1 minus 1. And remember orders of operation. Exponents are first, so we get 2 times 1 plus 1 minus 1. Plus 1 and minus 1 cancel out, which leaves us with 2. So g of -1 is equal to 2. So now that I found g of -1, I'm going to replace it with what it's equal to. Okay, so instead of writing g of -1, I'm going to write f of 2. And now let's take a look at the function f, which is 5x plus 6. So everywhere I see an x, I'm going to plug in the number 2. And we get 10 plus 6, which is 16. Now, this is the composition of functions. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact me. I look forward to hearing from you all. And you all have a great day.